Foreign capital is fleeing faster than ever. Huawei has dropped its disguise and is taking full control. Wages are being slashed nationwide, and the Chinese people have had enough. They refuse to be exploited any longer. Brothers, I'm finished. Why is Huawei, such a massive company, acting so irresponsibly? You always say, support domestic brands, support domestic brands. But tell me honestly, are Apple products really that bad? Are American products really that terrible? I don't know about others, but I know they're truly reliable. And not just phones. Even American cars last forever and rarely break down. So tell me, how am I supposed to support you? This is madness. My Douyin account has been permanently banned, and even my phone was blocked. No chance to appeal at all. This guy was just a phone repairman. A few days ago, he uploaded a video fixing a Huawei phone, exposing two major features that Huawei secretly removed. The next day, his account was gone. Do you know what device blocking means? It means the phone itself gets locked by the platform. To use it again, you need a new phone, new SIM, and new ID. That's Huawei's innovation. Terrifying, isn't it? Maybe we should support foreign brands more, but the truth is, foreign companies have already seen through China's games, and they're leaving one by one. I've been watching Foxconn lately. They're shutting down factories, tens of thousands losing their jobs. Guys, hurry up. Once those plants close, new recruitment will start, and they'll surely block women again. Everyone calls Foxconn shady, but let's be real. If other factories ran like Foxconn, 99% would already be bankrupt. Foxconn follows labor laws strictly. Overtime, paid properly. Unused annual leave, paid in full. Salaries never delayed. Even holidays are paid early. If you resign, you still get your pay. Compare that to certain Chinese factories. Overtime cuts, withheld wages, no pay after quitting. Isn't that pure exploitation? Rumors say Foxconn is moving its final 300 billion yuan production out of China, a nightmare for Beijing. Foreign investment has been fleeing for years, not because Chinese companies got stronger, but because the endless involution in the domestic market has devoured itself. The government shouts about patriotism, calling this withdrawal a victory, but reality has slapped the CCP right across the face. How cheap is Chinese labor, really? Look at those workers on the assembly line. Piece rate pay, deadly routines, dark factories. Even special forces couldn't last 3 days. What about Ultraman? He'd collapse too. In China, praising a foreign company can get you in trouble. I got warned by the authorities today. This morning, a colleague went to a foreign factory for an interview. While waiting, I filmed outside and said, "This German factory treats workers well. They pay wages for the same month." Then I added, "That's rare, because in Wuhan, most factories pay last month's wages this month." Guess what? Someone reported me. The police summoned me right after. Without foreign companies, how will we survive? Tesla, get out of China. German cars, get out. Japanese cars, get out. People scream these slogans. But I tell you, if they really leave, you won't even afford a domestic car. Don't believe me? If iPhones disappear, even the cheapest domestic brand will be out of your reach. If Pepsi and Coca-Cola leave, soon you won't even afford a bottle of local soda. You shouldn't be called domestic products. You're domestic harvesters. That line hit millions of Chinese netizens straight in the heart. People are waking up. No one should use patriotism to rip me off anymore. I don't care about slogans. I care about value for money. A certain floral water brand, a few yuan a bottle before, now suddenly costs several times more. New packaging, same formula, same effect, but triple the price. During the Xinjiang cotton hype, foreign brands were boycotted overnight. Everyone hoped domestic brands would rise and take the lead. But after checking online, people were stunned. Nike was actually the cheapest. And let's talk about that certain soda brand. Would you dare sell it for 6 yuan a bottle if Coke weren't around selling for 3? If foreign competition disappears, would you jack it up to 12? Even gold prices rise and fall with global markets. But these brands, they only analyze one thing: our salary balances. One blogger put it perfectly. We used to think domestic products were low quality. Now they're low quality and expensive. These companies play word games, hide traps in the fine print, and then preach patriotism. You're not domestic brands, you're domestic harvesters. Supporting local products was supposed to mean buying affordable, high-quality goods. It's not about being unpatriotic, people are just done being clowns. But let's face the real question. Will China be better after foreign capital leaves? When foreign companies invest in China, are they helping China make money or making money off China, one entrepreneur asked. If they're taking profit from us, then in theory, we should be better once they're gone. But reality says otherwise. After my company was acquired, I was immediately replaced by the investor's own people. Even as CFO, no matter how high your position, once foreign capital moves in, you're out. That's the rule of the game. And yet many still believe bosses are the problem, that they're the ones exploiting workers. But what they don't see is that bosses also create jobs, keep the doors open, and take the hits when the economy crashes. Now, as foreign firms withdraw and domestic companies squeeze workers harder than ever, ordinary Chinese citizens are being pushed to the edge. Beijing is once again shouting slogans, "We'll comprehensively adjust wages," while claiming that the US is broke, Japan and South Korea are poor, and only China's future is bright. But this propaganda has triggered massive backlash online. A trending topic exploded. Over 900 million Chinese earn just 2,000 RMB a month. People were stunned. When I started working over 10 years ago, I earned 1,500 RMB. It's been more than a decade, and many people still earn just over 1 month. According to a survey by Beijing Normal University, 960 million Chinese citizens earn less than 2,000 yuan per month. If that data isn't accurate, then what's the point? To comfort those earning 3,000 or 5,000? To tell them you're already better off than most? The truth is painful. Patriotism can't fill empty pockets, and slogans can't buy dinner. I recently came across a job posting that left me completely stunned. A temporary position in a government office in Haikou was offering 20,700 yuan a month for undergraduates and 3,000 plus yuan for graduates. Think about that for a moment. 3,000 yuan in a third-tier city. Behind those cold numbers are the daily struggles of countless people. Rent, food, transportation, and the endless calculation of how to survive another month. Our generation works harder than any before us. We stay up late every night, sacrifice weekends to learn new skills, and keep pushing ourselves forward, terrified of being left behind. But what's heartbreaking is realizing that after all these years of education, after earning a bachelor's or even a master's degree, we're still earning roughly the same salaries as people did a decade ago. The feeling of helplessness is impossible to describe. And this isn't just haiku. Across the country, even so-called white-collar jobs are now offering just 3,000 yuan a month. A company in Changsha posted a job for a human resources specialist. Salary, 3,000 yuan. Many technical jobs now start at only 3,000 to 4,000 yuan. Do the math. Rent and utilities cost around 1,000 yuan a month. Food costs about 30 yuan a day, another 2,000 yuan. Add in transportation, phone bills, and daily essentials, and there's nothing left. That's why so many young people don't dare go out for dinner with friends, take a short trip, or even think about getting married or having children. Those dreams feel like luxuries now. So why aren't wages rising, even though everyone is working so hard? Some experts say it's because companies are trapped in brutal competition, desperately trying to cut costs. And the easiest cost to cut is labor. Many firms have also begun relying on labor outsourcing, which allows them to save on Social Security contributions and escape the responsibility of long-term employment. A blogger recently shared that one of his friends worked for a company that used this model. The outsourced employees there earned only half, sometimes even less, of what regular staff made. They had no benefits, no job security, and no sense of belonging. Then there's the story of one worker that went viral back through online. Looking at my payslip, he said, it went from 3,000 in July to 2,000 now, and now it's 1 to 800. I don't know where my boss's bottom line is. Maybe next month it'll drop to 1,600, maybe 1,500. I don't know why he's holding on, and I don't know why I am either. His words echo the silent despair of millions. People who once believed that hard work could change their lives now find themselves stuck in the same place, realizing that no matter how hard they run, the finish line keeps moving further away. Oh my goodness. What happened to Shanghai? Why are there so few Shanghainese people left downtown? You can hardly hear the Shanghai dialect anymore, even in the heart of the city. This is the Confucian Temple area. It used to be alive, filled with laughter and crowds. Now it's silent. Entire blocks have been demolished or relocated, and the streets feel empty, like the soul of Shanghai is slipping away. Have you noticed? Shanghai isn't the same anymore. The city feels like it's quietly growing poorer. Restaurants that were once packed are now half empty. Before the new year, people said they loved Shanghai, but soon after they packed up and left. I used to have a couple who ate at my restaurant every week. I called them recently. They've gone back to their hometown. They told me their monthly salary is 6,000 yuan, with 2,000 for rent and 3,500 for car payments. What's left? Nothing. They can't even afford to eat out anymore. This is what people now call the era of consumption downgrade. Fast food for 10 yuan has become a lifeline for survival. Shanghai, once the glittering symbol of China's prosperity, is dimming fast. As the national economy declines, the pride of this international metropolis is fading. From silent streets to massive corporate layoffs, this city of lights is now shadowed by fear and fatigue. More locals are feeling the crushing weight of daily life. Entire shopping streets have shut down. Even in once bustling business districts, the energy of the old Shanghai is gone. Look at these buses, completely empty. Oh my God, look at the roads. No one. Where are the people? Not a single soul. In Baoshan district, there's a shopping mall that looks fine from the outside. Cars parked everywhere. You'd think business is booming. But walk inside and half the stores are shuttered. One side is villas, another is high-rises, but no one's buying, no one's spending. It's all an illusion. Locals say nearly every industry in Shanghai is hurting. Cash is tight. When everyone's struggling, spending stops. Shopkeepers are bleeding money, and small vendors are disappearing overnight. Even the city's fanciest malls can't hide the truth. People aren't shopping anymore. Streets that once overflowed with life now echo with silence. In some areas, 80–90% of people are just window shopping, pretending they can still afford to live normally. A woman who runs a clothing store said she regrets paying rent in advance for next year. Several stores next to me are thinking about shutting down, she sighed. Another resident said, I can't sleep at night. During the day, I walk through the city like I've lost my soul. My salary is only a few thousand yuan, but my mortgage feels like a mountain. My life feels over. Others say they're living under unbearable pressure. Each month is a struggle, low wages, high loans, and constant fear of being laid off. For the first time, many truly understand what it means to have no money for food, no security, and no future. Oh my God, how hard has it become to run a physical business? I went to the Aegean Sea area in Minhang District. So many shops closed before I even saw them open. It's terrifying. Second-hand housing prices in Shanghai aren't changing every week. They're changing every single day. If prices fall another 30%, the middle class will collapse. Businesses will fold, companies will lay off thousands, divorces will surge, and foreclosures will explode. If that happens, do you still wish for housing prices to fall? Shanghai's crisis is now China's mirror. From north to south, the same story repeats. Empty stores, falling prices, silent streets. Business owners everywhere are whispering the same desperate words. We're running out of time. China has a population of 1.4 billion, but Yiwu has 3.2 million. Yet the streets are deserted and the shops are empty. Where have all the people gone? Isn't tourism supposed to be booming? Everywhere is said to be packed, but when I look around, it's all empty, completely empty. The tents are empty. No one is playing in the water park at Shanghai Paradise. Not a single person. It's the middle of the day. How can there be no one? Look at the park, not a soul in sight. Look at the water park, only two kids. There's absolutely no one else. Once, China's cities shone like symbols of unstoppable growth. Skyscrapers rose overnight, and millions believed the boom would never end. But now those same cities feel cold and lifeless. Factories are shutting down, one after another. Streets once filled with workers are silent. Unemployment is spreading like wildfire, and young people wander with no direction, no hope. The so-called China miracle has become a nightmare of debt, layoffs, and despair. The world's factory is falling apart from within. In cities like Shanghai, Shenzhen, and Guangzhou, the air once buzzed with ambition. Now it's thick with fear. Restaurants are empty, malls are closing, and for rent signs stretch across entire streets. The middle class, once proud and confident, is sinking under mortgages they can no longer pay. Housing prices are collapsing, wiping out years of savings overnight. Small businesses can't survive a month, and big companies are laying off thousands. The bright lights of these megacities now hide an undeniable truth. China's prosperity is fading fast. Across the nation, the illusion of endless growth is breaking. From the industrial north to the tech hubs in the south, bankruptcies are everywhere. Real estate giants have fallen, construction projects have frozen, and countless apartments stand unsold, abandoned like empty shells. Once, people fought to buy homes, now they fight to escape their debts. The dream of getting rich in China has turned into a desperate struggle just to survive. Behind every quiet street and closed store lies the same haunting question. How much longer can this continue? Across China, the streets tell a silent story of decline. The economy that once promised endless prosperity is collapsing under its own weight. Factories have shut down, offices are empty, and millions are out of work. Young people, once full of hope, are now the most disillusioned generation in modern China. Every year, millions of graduates step out of universities with bright dreams, only to find themselves trapped in a reality where even low-paying jobs are gone. Some deliver food or sell goods online to survive, while others simply give up, staying home and scrolling through job listings that never open. In a country that once believed hard work would bring success, the idea of a stable future has become a cruel joke. When night falls, the cities reveal a darker truth. Under bridges, along subway corridors, and behind neon-lit malls, countless people sleep on the cold ground. Many of them were once white-collar workers, business owners, or migrant laborers who lost everything when their companies went bankrupt or their homes were repossessed. They lie wrapped in thin blankets, their faces hidden from a world that has forgotten them. The contrast is striking. Bright towers and luxury stores standing above, while below people huddle against the chill of the night. The silence of the city is no longer peaceful. It's the sound of people trying to survive invisibly. The so-called miracle cities like Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Shenzhen are no longer symbols of progress. Their luxury malls are half empty, restaurants close early, and entire office buildings stand in darkness. The middle class that once filled these places with energy is shrinking fast, crushed by mortgages and debt. Business owners whisper about bankruptcy, and even street vendors struggle to make a single sale. Every month, new layoffs are announced, and every week, another company collapses. The rhythm of life has slowed, and a sense of quiet despair lingers in every conversation. The optimism that once defined these cities has been replaced by fear of losing jobs, homes, and dignity. As the economy continues to spiral downward, the human cost grows heavier. Families sell their homes to pay off debts. Parents can no longer afford school fees for their children. Young graduates move back in with their parents, ashamed and exhausted. In rural towns, people are returning from cities empty-handed, their dreams shattered by layoffs and unpaid wages. The middle class that once symbolized China's rise is now living on borrowed time, clinging to a past that no longer exists. And as night falls again, the glow of prosperity fades a little more. The cities that once never slept are now haunted by silence. The silence of a nation waking up to the end of its economic dream. The great Chinese recession is no longer a warning. It is reality. What began as whispers of slowdown has turned into a storm sweeping across the nation. The skyscrapers that once symbolized ambition now stand as monuments to debt. The streets that once pulsed with life now echo with emptiness. Behind every closed shop and every vacant apartment lies a story of broken dreams and vanished savings. This is not just an economic downturn, it is a collapse of confidence, a shattering of belief in a future that once seemed unstoppable. China's golden age did not end with an explosion. It faded quietly into silence, leaving behind a nation uncertain of what tomorrow will bring.